F-Zero X is a futuristic racer developed by Nintendo and released on the N64 in 1998. The game was well received at the time, but criticized for its lack of detail in the graphics department. At the start of F-Zero X, you can select between 3 different difficulty levels, and then choose from 3 different championships, named Jack, Queen, and King Cup. From here, a large roster of racers is presented, including the original characters, though you can only select from the top row. These characters have different attributes in grip, boost, and body. On top of this, you can modify their acceleration and top speed curve. Then, finally, the championship begins. Right from the start, you'll notice 2 things. First, the game does not in fact have a lot of detail. Second, F-Zero X is fast. This is achieved with a silky smooth frame rate that rarely, if ever, dips below 60 frames per second. The decision to sacrifice detail for speed was absolutely correct, and F-Zero X is a better game because of it. This fast frame rate gives the game an immense sensation of speed, and even looking at the footage now, I'm blown away this was done on the Nintendo 64. The incredibly fast speed makes the lack of detail almost a non-issue, as you wouldn't really see what's going on anyway. In fact, I actually like the look of F-Zero X. It manages to feel like the SNES title, with a track floating above a simple background. Only now, the tracks look and feel more like roller coasters. This brings me to the best part of F-Zero X, the brilliant track design. An awesome track should have a flow to it. It should be easy to memorize, but challenging to perfect. It should not be so long as to be tedious, but not too short as to be forgettable. F-Zero X manages to craft tracks which consistently meet all the standards of great track design. Not only that, as F-Zero is a futuristic racer, liberties are taken with gravity. There are a ton of reverse G turns, giving unique angles not usually seen in racing games. As a huge fan of racing games, things like this are exciting. It is a thrilling experience and quite unlike anything else I've ever played before. While this track looks like a simple oval, actually racing on it is a totally different experience as the course bends and twists over itself. Other times you can actually see your opponents above you, where you just were, which is pretty cool. The smooth frame rate also benefits another aspect of F-Zero X, the controls. The N64's analog stick is an odd design for sure, but the long throw works exceptionally well for racing games, offering precise steering. The high frame rate also adds an additional feeling of precision, letting you make up to 60 input changes every single second. The result is one of the best controlling racing games I have ever played. The same team behind the equally impressive Wave Race 64 also developed F-Zero X. And it is no surprise these 2 games are amongst my favorite racers of all time. These folks mastered what a racing game is supposed to feel like. F-Zero X also improves upon the boosting mechanic. After the second lap, boost is enabled. Using a boost gives a nice increase in speed at the expense of draining your energy meter. As you'll no doubt occasionally scrape the wall or run into an opponent, you'll need to manage your energy meter, assuring you are maximizing your speed, but also leaving yourself enough to cover any racing mishaps. The ultra-smooth frame rate was not the only thing impressing gamers back in '98. F-Zero X also puts 29 other opponents on the track. This was unheard of in 1998 and is still fairly uncommon. It's an awesome feeling racing beside a dozen other cars at once, all battling for the same piece of track through a turn. It's an experience you can't really find anywhere else and keeps F-Zero X from ever feeling stale. There are plenty of unlockables as well, keeping you coming back for more. Each cup is 6 races long, and winning the championship will earn you an X. After earning 3 X's, you'll unlock the next row of racers. Finishing the 3 championships on the next difficulty will unlock yet another row, and a new Joker Cup is revealed. These tracks offer a significantly higher challenge, with tougher turns, more terrain obstacles, and more drop-offs. If there was one thing the original F-Zero lacked, it was unlockable content, and this is wonderfully rectified in X. On the flip side, one thing F-Zero did excel at was in the sound department. Thankfully, this carries over into the 64-bit version, complete with remixed tracks and plenty of new music. Despite being on a cartridge rather than a CD, the music is superb. It takes the rock-like quality of the original and turns the dial to 11. The result is a Sega-like rock soundtrack that sounds terrific and fits the ultra-fast-paced nature of the game perfectly. Honestly, there is very little to complain about with F-Zero X. The drifting mechanic seems inconsistent and underdeveloped, but it's not really necessary either, making it a non-issue. The air brakes are also a bit useless and don't really help with navigating tight turns. These are really just nitpicks though. As a whole, F-Zero X just might be the best racing game from this generation of video games. It's rare to have a game get everything so right. The controls are responsive without being twitchy. The track designs are outstanding, offering the perfect balance of roller coaster crazy without ever being frustrating. Toss in plenty of unlockables, a rocking soundtrack, 29 opponents, and some of the fastest visuals I've ever experienced in a racing video game, and you have a classic. 5 out of 5.